Hello guys, welcome back to Tech Projects. I am back with another project, and in this video we are going to create a tic-tac-toe game in Android Studio, and we will complete our game in just one video. So you can check the demo video what I am going to create. So if you don't watch the demo video, then I just want to show a quick demo what we actually going to make in this video. So for this I open my Android phone. So you can see this is my phone and this is the game which I already created, tic-tac-toe. So it contains a responsive layout. This layout is completely responsive. It contains a scoreboard with a score X and score O, and it also contains a reset button. So let's start playing a quick round of the game. So if I click here, you can see the X come, and if I click here, O come. Now if I click again here, X come. If I click on here, O come, and if I click on here, then X will win successfully. So if I click here, you can see the player X win successfully, and if I click on OK, so the game board is automatically set to null. So this is very amazing game, and also the scoreboard is incremented successfully. You can see the score of X is 1. Now let's play one more game. So if I play here, so let's try to create a one different kind of example. So you can see in this part no one wins. So it also show and pop up of how there is no one win in this round. So if I click on again OK, the scoreboard is again going to null. So in this video, I'm going to also tell you how to create a logic for if no one wins, then how to show a dialog box. So this is very amazing logic. So now let's simply play one more round. So let's time I try to make O wins. So you can see now player O wins successfully, and the scoreboard is also incremented successfully. And the reset button is help to make the null everything 0. So if I click on reset button, you can see everything set to 0. So now in this video, I'm going to tell you how to create the responsive UI of the game, and also how to write the Java logic for creating this game. So this tutorial is going to be very amazing. So don't further delay. Now let's start the video and see how to do this. And if you don't subscribe our channel, then please subscribe our channel for more Android projects. And also you can visit my Telegram channel for Android tutorials and also free courses based on Android and web. And also you can follow me on Instagram if you want to see the regular coding content daily. So now let's start. So for this, what you have to do, first of all, I have to open my Android Studio, and I open my Android Studio here, and I simply click on new project, click on file and then new project simply. That's done. Now we have to select an empty activity from here and click on next. Now you can give any application name, it is your choice. So I simply give here tic-tac-toe tutorial. So it is fine. Now what you have to do, simply click on finish. So it will create a new project. So it may take some time here to create a new project, so be patient. So now our project will successful and we are ready to write the code. So how the code flow is go. So first of all, we will design the responsive layout, and then we will write the Java code. So for designing the layout, simply open your activity.main XML file and now click on split. So it is still loading here, so wait for some time. So now first of all, it is better to remove the action bar from our app, and it is your choice whether you want to remove or not, but I think it is better to remove. So simply come inside your strings.xml and not inside strings, sorry, themes.xml, and inside comes inside themes.xml, and simply change your from dark action bar to no action bar. So simply type here no. So that is fine, and also make change inside our themes.xml night. So instead of dark action bar, I need no action bar. So I delete this and I simply type here no. So now we all set to write the code. So close this and also close this and also close this, and now we have to write the code. So first I minimize it from here, and also I simply delete this text view because I don't need this, and now let's start writing the main code. So first simply change the constraint layout to relative layout. It is better to use a relative layout here. So I simply type here relative layout, and that's done. And also simply change the background which you need. So you can use my color code or you can use your own color code, it is your choice, it is completely depend on you. And I simply type here Android background, and I simply pass here my color code, which is 343 and E56. So this color looks brilliant, so this is fine. Now let's start writing the main code. So first of all, you have to understand how we can create the logic for our design. So first of all, we have to create a board where user can play, and also we have to use an image view to show the icon. If user click on any place, then we have to show X or O. You maybe understand or not. So when I run the game, you will see when I click on any item, it show X, and if I click on somewhere, it show O. So these are images view. So first of all, I simply pack the image view inside my relative layout. It is better to use the image view inside a relative layout. It helps to create the responsive layout, and also it helps to adjust everything. So for it is better to simply pack a image view inside our recycler view. So first of all, simply take an open bracket and simply type here relative layout. Then set the layout with 90 dp is fine for our image view, but this is for relative layout, but don't confuse between relative layout and image view. In just 1 minute I am going to clear your every doubt, so don't worry. And simply I type here 90 dp and simply I type here center in parent and simply pass true. So that's done. Now simply give the id name id btn5. So later I will tell you why I give the id name btn5, and simply set the margin left 20 dp is fine, and also give the margin right 20 dp, and set the background of this relative layout is same as your main app background. So hashtag 343e56. so you can see this relative layout is created successfully here. Now what we have to do, we have to simply close this. So it different color is appearing here because I by mistake I simply type here 656 and instead of 6 it is E. So this image view is created successfully here. So this relative layout is created successfully here. Now inside this relative layout I need an image view. So be inside this relative layout and simply take an open bracket, and when you type I, it's automatically show an image view. Now set the layout with match parent, and height is also match parent, and give the id name of this image view is id button image 5 because it is going to act as a button. So then close this image view. So you can see this is our, maybe you know there are 9 buttons are present in our tic-tac-toe game. So one line here and 2 lines here, and here are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So this is the center button. So by using this center button we are going to create all other button around this button. So it is help to create the responsive design. So it does not matter what the screen size, this button is always present in center because I simply pass a center in parent pass true. So if I change the screen size, you can see, so let us suppose this is currently 5.0 screen size, and if I set the screen size 6.3, you can see it always be in center. So it automatically adjusts the whole design according to this button, and overall our app is going to be responsive. So hope you understand why I create the first button, which is our center button. So in tic-tac-toe we have 9 buttons, but this is the center button, which is 5th button. So that's fine. Now this is image view. So currently I don't have anything to show how it is looking, so I simply type here src. So I simply type here launcher background, which is automatically present inside our Android Studio. So you can see this image view looks amazing. So that's fine. Now before creating the more button, first let's create our score view, or we can say scoreboard, and also we have to create the board of our game. So first of all, let's create the board of our game. So for this I need 2 horizontal line and 2 vertical lines. So 2 vertical line here and 2 horizontal lines here. So let's create first our horizontal line. So simply take an open bracket, type relative layout, and now set the layout with 330 dp is fine, and set the layout height 8 dp. So that's done. Now set the background of this. So background is hashtag F69E78. So this is fine. You can see this line is created successfully. Now what we have to pass, we have to simply type here center horizontal and simply pass here true. So it automatically present in the horizontal direction, and now we have to, where I need this line, I need this line just above this button. So I simply type here layout above, and I have to simply pass the relative id name, which is our btn5. So I simply type here btn5. So you can see now our design start creating, and now simply I give the margin bottom, and margin bottom is, you can give any margin bottom, it is your choice. So I simply give the margin bottom 8 dp is fine, and you can see now this line is created successfully and it looks amazing. So by using this kind of technique I am going to create our whole design. So this is fine. Now what I need a one more horizontal line just below this button. So what we can do, we can simply copy this code, Control C copy, and simply paste the code below this relative layout. That's done, and I simply paste the code here. So now I have to simply change a layout below. Instead of layout above, I need layout up below, and inside this I simply pass the id name of btn5, and I simply delete this extra part. So you can see this line is created successfully, and instead of margin bottom I need margin top. So that's done. So our horizontal design is created successfully. Now what we have to do, we have to simply create our vertical design. So for this it is better to copy the code. So again copy this code from here, Control C copy, and simply Control V paste. Now what I have to make change, first of all I have to simply make, instead of center horizontal, this time I need a center vertical, because this is because these lines are going to be vertically placed. So simply pass here center vertical pass true. So that's done. And also what I have to set, I have to simply set the layout height 350 dp. So layout height 350 dp and our layout width is 8 dp. So layout width is 8 dp. So this is fine, you can see now it is fine. And now simply replace the layout below. So instead of layout below, I need layout to left off, layout to left off. So I simply pass the ID name of btn5. So you can see it is fine, and instead of margin top I don't need anything, and I simply set here margin right, and margin right I give the margin right minus 14 dp is fine. So it is fine. So this is, you can see this line is also created successfully. And what I need, I simply copy this code again, control C copy, and simply paste the code here. So that's done. Now what I have to make change, instead of layout to right left off, I need layout to right off. So delete this extra part from here. So btn5, and instead of margin right I need margin left this time. So that's done. Now our design is created successfully, or we can say the board is created successfully, and the board, this board is completely responsive. So if I set the screen size 6.0, you can see it may work fine, and if I set 6.3 it is also work fine, and if I set 5.6 it also work fine. So maybe you understand how this responsive design work, and you can see this is very simple code and this is very clean code, and it always help to. So if you follow this kind of approach, you're never going to fail how to create a responsive designs as how to create a game design. So it is better. Now let's start creating more buttons, and before creating the more buttons, first of all let's design our score view, or we can say scoreboard, and also a button reset button. So it is better to design them first before creating the more buttons. So first of all I simply press enter below this relative layout. Be remember you have to must be inside this relative layout, which is the main relative layout of this context. You can see this relative layout. So be inside in this relative layout, otherwise it's going to show error. So now first let's create our button, which is our reset button. So simply take an open bracket type button and set the layout width of button 320 dp is fine. So it is your choice what width you want to give, and height of the button is 40 dp is fine. So that's done. And now what we have to do, we have to simply type here layout below, and for now I simply pass the here ID name of btn8. So I don't create this button till now, but don't worry, we will create this button later. So don't confuse between this button, and simply pass here center horizontal pass true, and give the margin top for this button is 80 dp is fine. Just in 1 minute I will create the btn8, so don't confuse and don't worry. And I simply set the text which you need, so you can type any text, it is your choice. So I simply type here reset, and also I have to simply give any ID to use inside our Java. So I simply type here reset, ID name of reset, and simply set the text size. So text size is 15 sp is fine, and also I simply set the text color. So what color you want, it is your choice. So I simply type here white color. So this button is created successfully. Now if you want to change the color of the button, it is your choice. So for now I simply change the color. So teal purple 200 is fine for this color. So in demo video the color is different, so it is your choice whether you want to change the color or not. So now we need this button here. So I simply, you can see I simply type here layout below. So why I type here layout below btn8, because this is our first button, this is second button, third button, fourth button, fifth button, sixth button, seventh button, and eighth button, and I need this button just below our eighth button. So why this I simply type here. So I just create the 8th button right now, and after creating you can see the error is gone, and also this button will automatically get placed here, so don't worry. So let's create our 8th button. So for creating the 8th button, it is better to copy the code of button 5. So I simply copy the code of button 5, control C copy, and what I can do, I simply paste the code here. It is, so instead of ID of button 5 I need the ID name button 8, and also I need this button just below our button 5. So I simply type here layout below, and I simply pass here ID name btn5, and now you can give margin top, and margin top is 20 dp is fine. So this is created successfully, and instead of button image 5 I need button image 8. It is better to give the ID name correspond to that working. So this is our 8th button, so I give the ID name 8th button, and you can see after creating the 8th button that this reset button is also set here successfully. So this looks amazing, and this is very easy. Now what we need a scoreboard here. So let's start writing make the code of our scoreboard. So for this we have to simply pack our everything inside our linear layout. So I simply take an open bracket, type here linear layout, set the layout width of this 250 dp is fine, and set the height of our linear layout is wrap content. Now set the orientation vertical and also set the padding right. So padding right is 40 dp is fine, and set the padding left 40 dp is fine, and give the margin top 40 dp, and center horizontal pass through because I need scoreboard inside our text inside center. So now close this linear layout, and you can see this linear layout is created successfully. Now what we need a 2 text view inside this linear layout. So simply take an open bracket, type text view. Now set the layout with match parent, and height of this is wrap content is fine. Now first I simply set the text. So I simply type here score for x, and so for now I simply set it to 0. So you can see it is fine. First I have to remove extra space from here. Now what we can do, we have to simply set the text size which we need. So text size is 30 sp is fine, and also we have to simply set the text color. So white color is fine, and simply set the text style bold. And also I have to give the id name to use inside our Java. So I simply type here id name, Android id, and I give the id name score x. Now close this text view. Now this text view is created successfully. Now what we can do, we can simply copy this code, Ctrl C copy, and simply paste the code inside this linear layout, and simply change the score x to score y, and also simply change the id name score x to score y. So this is very fast process, and if you using this kind of approach for designing, your design just be created in just 10 or 20 minutes. So now our almost design is ready. Now what we have to do, we have to simply create our remaining button, which is our 7 buttons are left. So we have to simply create that 7 buttons. So let's come here and start writing the code. So now first create our button number 4 and button number 6. So come here. So it is better to create 3 button with the same code like here, just after one by one. So it is better to create 3 button along with the same group. So one button is created successfully, button 5. Now we have to simply create the button number 4 and 6. So copy this code from here, simply Ctrl C copy, and simply paste the code just below this button. So this is our button 5, and I have to create first button 4. So I simply change the id name button 4, and now I simply change the id name here also button 4, and instead of I simply type here layout to write off. So layout to write off, and I simply type here button 5 because instead of layout to write off, sorry, this is button 4. So instead of layout to write off, I have to pass layout to left off, and this is fine. Now you can see this button is automatically placed here, and now what I can do, I have to simply remove this margin left and margin right. I don't need this. So this button is successfully placed here. Now simply copy this code again from relative layout to relative layout, Ctrl C copy, and now this time I have to create button 6. So Ctrl V paste, simply change the id name. This is our button 6, and also I change the id name here button image 6. So this is fine, and instead of layout to left off, I need layout to right off. So this is fine. So now our 4 buttons is created successfully, and 5 buttons is left. Now come here, this is our button 8. So I have to create button number 7 and button number 9 here. So what I can do, I simply copy this code from here, Ctrl C copy, and simply paste the code first here. So after pasting the code here, you can see it show an error. So first of all, I simply change the id name button 8 to button 7, and also I make change here button 7. So this is fine. Now I need this button to the left of our button 8. So simply type here layout to left of, and btn 8 I pass here, and I simply remove the margin left and margin right. I don't need this margin left and also margin right. So this button is also placed successfully here. Now simply copy this code again for button 9, Ctrl C copy, and simply paste the code here. Now what I can do, I have to simply change the id name button image to 9 and also btn 9, and instead of layout to left off, I need layout to right off. So this is fine. Now our 6 button is created successfully. Now we need only 3 button for our button 1, 2, 3. So come here just below this, and what I can do, I simply copy the code of button 5 first. So simply copy this code, Ctrl C copy. It is not better to copy the code of button 5. It is better to copy the code of button 8. So copy this code of button 8, Ctrl C. Now just come and at the end and simply paste the code here. Make sure you present inside this main relative layout, which is our main context layout. So hope you understand. This is very easy code. You don't need to cramming the code. You can easily create this. And now I simply give the id name here button 2 because this is our center button, and also I simply change the id name here, button name is 2. Now what I can do, I have to simply, instead of layout below, I need here layout above. So tab, so you can see it is fine, and instead of margin top I need here margin bottom. So this is fine. Now this design is also created successfully. Now I need one button, button number 1 and button number 3. So what I can do, I simply copy this code, Control C copy, and simply paste the code here. So this is our button number 1. So I simply type here button 1, and also I change the image name button 1. Now simply remove the margin left and margin right. I don't need this, and I have to simply type here layout 2 left off, and I simply pass the id name of btn2. So this is fine. So you can see it is also created successfully. Now what I can do, I simply copy this code again, Control C copy, and simply paste the code just below this relative layout, and simply change the id name of btn1 to btn3 because this is our third button and last button, and also I make change here button image 3. So this is fine, and instead of layout to left off I need layout to right off. So you can see now we created our whole design of our app. So I just create this design in just 20 minutes, and you can see this is the responsive layout, and it can work in every size of mobile phone, and also it is very easy code and very clean code. So hope you understand how you can write this code. So let's minimize the code here, and also make code minimize the code here. So I just want to show one thing. So for this I simply minimize the codes. This is our button number 5, this is our 4, and this is 6. So now this is fine. Now these are our horizontal lines, and these are our vertical lines. Now this is our reset button, and this is our button number 8, 7 and 9. Now this is our scoreboard of text view, and this is our button number 2, 1 and 3. So our all code is created successfully. So now what we have to do, we have to simply create the Java code. So on runtime, after writing the Java code, first of all we have to simply replace this image source of image view, because on runtime I need a blank scoreboard, or we can say blank player board where user can play the game. So on runtime I will delete this. First of all we have to write the Java code for creating the logic, how the logic is work inside our game, and how player X win, how player O wins, and how I have to show here X, and also I have to show how O. So let's come inside our main activity.java file. So now we have to write the Java code. So before writing any code, first of all I want to say one thing. The Java code is going to be a little bit lengthy. I am not saying the code is hard. The code is very easy, but the code is going to be a little bit lengthy. So make sure you write the proper code, and if you follow me, then you will never going to face any error. So make sure you follow me. So now let's start writing the code. So first of all we have to declare some variables. So first of all we need variables for our image view. So as you already know, we take an image view. These are the image view. So first of all we have to declare 9 variables for our image view to assign the XML ID into Java ID. So let's start typing. So I press enter first here, then I simply take an open bracket, type here image view, and I give the first variable name is button 1. So you can give any name, it is your choice, and second variable name is button 2, and it is better to give the name correspond to working. So it is better to type here button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4, button 5 to button 9. So I simply randomly type this button 6, button 7, button 8, button 9. So that's done. Now we have to declare a variable of, so first of all it show an error, so click on it and press alt plus enter to remove the error, to import the image view class. Now we have to declare a variable of string type. So simply type here private, then string, then I simply give a variable name start game, and by default I assign X, and then semicolon. So this is capital X. Now what is this capital X, and why I assign capital X? So it does not matter when the player, or we can say when the user start playing the game, the first number will be always show on the board is always X. It does not matter whether the user press on first image view, second image view, third image view, fourth image view, the first number is always going to show, or we can say appear on the board is X. So if you want to always appear O, then you can do this, and by default I set if user first time play the game, or we can say if user first time click on any item, or we can say if any of the image view, then I have to show X. So by default I simply declare a variable to check whether it is X or not. So I simply declare a variable of start game, and I simply assign it X. So that's done. Now press enter. Now declare a variable of int type. So I simply type here int, and I simply give the variable name b1. Inside this I assign the value equal 5. So you can assign any value but don't assign 1. You can assign any value but don't assign 1. So you can assign 2, 3, 5, 10, it is your choice. So now I need 9 variables like this. So b1, b2. So later I will tell you what is the working of this. So this variable is going to help to create the logic. If no one win, then what I have to do. So this is very amazing logic. So simply first write the code with me. So this is b4 and I simply assign the variables same value inside every variable. So it is fine. So we have 9 image view. So first of all I have to declare up to 9. So 5, b7 equal 5, b8 equal 5 and b9 equal 5. So first of all let me check it is correct. So it is fine. So that's fun. Now we have to declare 2 variable of score view. So you already know we have 2 text view, which is score x and score y. So first of all we have to store the values of the text view. So for this I have simply declare a variable of score view. So first variable is x count, which count the score of our x, and by default the score is 0, so I simply assign 0 value. And second score is o count, so I simply type here o count and equal, I assign 0. And one more variable I again declare I equal 0. So later I will tell you what is I and why I declare it. So that's done. Now declare 2 variable of text view type, because we have 2 text view inside our XML file. So I simply type here private, then text view, then I simply type here variable name. You can give anywhere variable name. I simply give here score x and score o. So now what is the difference between this and this? So this is just to store the current score, and this variable is for assigning the XML ID into Java ID. So hope you understand why it is this. So that's done. Now I simply click Alt plus enter to import the text view class. Now declare a variable for our button, private button, and I give the button name reset to reset everything. So that's done. Now click on it and press Alt plus enter. So as I already say, the code is lengthy, but the code is not difficult. Now let's start assigning the XML ID into our Java IDs. So button 1 equal find view ID r.id dot, and I give the ID name here inside our image view. So this is the ID name button image 1. So I follow this pattern, button image 1, button image 2, button image 3. So I have to follow this pattern. So it is very easy. So why I say this? To give the same ID name correspond to that working. So I simply type here button image 1. Now what you can do? You can simply copy this code, Control C copy, and first simply paste this code 9 times. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's done. Now this is button 2. Button 2 equal find view ID r.id dot button image 2. So make sure you type correct names here, otherwise it's going to conflict. And this is button 3. This is button 4, and here I have to type button 4. This is button 5, and here I have to type button 5, button image 5. This is button 6, and this is button 6. This is button 7. This is button 7. This is button 8. This is button 8, and this is button 9, and this is also button 9. Now assign the scoreboard IDs. So score x equal find view ID r.id dot, and the ID name is let's confirm. So click here. So this is ID name is score x, and this ID name is score y. So it is better same, so leave it like score x, score y, score x, and for score o I give the ID name find view ID r.id dot score y. So there are 2 players, score x and score y. So it is your choice whether you want to give here score o and score. I simply type here score o, but you can type also score y to match this name. So it is your choice. So I simply type here score o. So that's done. Now we have to assign the ID inside our reset button. Reset equal find view ID r.id dot reset. So it is not appearing here. So come inside XML file and let's see what is the ID name of reset button. So ID name is capital reset. So I simply type here capital R, and this is capital reset. Click on it and remove the extra part and semicolon. So now our variable work is complete. Now we have to start writing the main code. So first of all, let's writing the code for our reset button. So if someone click on reset button, then what we have to reset everything. So simply set an on click listener reset dot set on click listener, and inside bracket simply type new, then capital O and press enter. You know very well this, what is this. So now if I click on someone click on reset button, then first of all we have to set everything reset. So first of all, in our image view, I need every clear image. So I simply type here set image drawable, and inside this I simply type here null. So it will by default it's set to null. Copy this code, Control C copy, Control V paste, Control V paste. So press enter first. So simply paste it 9 times, and you know why I have to paste 9 times, because I have 9 image views. So let's simply change the name: button 2, button 3, button 4, button 5, button 6, button 7, button 8. Now copy this again, and this is button 9. So I simply reset the image views. Now I have to reset my score values also. So I simply type here x count, and I assign again 0, and o count, and I assign again 0. And also I simply set these values on our scoreboard. So score x dot set text, and I have to simply set the values again 0. So first take a string score, then capital X, and then colon dash, and then space, then simply concatenate the string dot value of x count, then that's done. Now copy this code again, Control C copy, and Control V paste, and simply replace it by score x to score o, and here I have to simply type here o count. So that's done. So this is fine till now, everything is fine. And I have to call one more function, which is reset values. So reset value function I don't create till now, so let's simply type here reset values function. So what is this? Let's create this reset value first. So simply take your cursor here and click on create method, and simply click here main activity, and this will create this method reset values. So if I have to reset the all values, so if I am going to write the game logic, and when I write the game logic, I have to change these values, which is b1 equal 5, b2 equal 5. So first of all I have to change these values again to 5 if I click on reset button. So later I will tell you how I change these values and why I need to reset it again. So I will tell everything again. So simply type the code with me. So I simply type here b1 equal 5, and you can do one thing, simply remove this and simply add a colon after everything. Add a colon here, remove this, simply add a semicolon here. The code is going to be little bit lengthy, but the code is very easy. So when I write the whole code, you will easily understand what is the logic and how it going to work. So don't confuse, simply first type with me the code. Now everything is fine. So reset function is also created successfully. Now let's start creating the simple, first write the code for our buttons, which is our image view. So we have to set on click listener, as you know. So first I simply type here button 1 dot set on click listener. Inside bracket simply type new, then capital O, and press enter. So maybe you worry why I simply type here button 1. So we have 9 buttons, so we have to set on click listener on our every button. So that's fine. Now after this, first of all we have to check what is the game start game variable contain. So if start game, you can see this is variable equal to dot equals to x, capital X. So if it is capital X, then what I have to do, I have to simply set the button 1 dot set image resource, and inside this I simply type here r dot drawable dot cross, and I have to simply increment the value of variable b1, and I simply assign here b1 equal 1, and then I simply increment the variable I plus plus. I simply increment this variable, and if the case come inside our else, then type here else, then take 2 curly braces, and inside this what I need, first I press enter, then inside if the case come inside our else, then what I have to set button image dot set image resource and r dot drawable dot circle. So this is fine. Now it show an error, but don't worry, I will, and I simply assign the variable b1 equals 0, and I simply increment the variable again I plus plus, and after this I have to call a function which is choose player function, and I simply call this function. I don't create this function till now, but don't worry, and I simply again call a function winning game function, which will tell who is winning. So I simply type here winning game function, then semicolon. So it's on error. So why it's shown error? So I will tell you, just wait. So what is cross and circle? These are the images which I have to show. If user click on any image view, then I have to show X and O. So these are the images. So let's paste these images inside our drawable. So you can see these images present on my desktop. So you can download any images from Google, or you can use any website. I simply download these web images from Canva, and if you want these images, then I will provide this link in description. So you can get the drive link in description box, and you can simply download this. So if you need my images, then I will provide the link in description of drive. So I simply copy these images from here, and I open my NoStudio and right click on drawable, then simply click on paste and click on OK, then refactor. So you can see now the error is gone. Cross and circle, these are the images. So first simply type 1 minute code with me, then I will explain the whole code and the whole logic, how this code is going to work. So first simply copy this code for button 1, and I have to write the same code for every button. So simply copy this code and simply paste the code here, and simply change the variable of button 1 to button 2, and if start game equal to x, then button 1 instead of button 1 I need button 2, and I have to increment the value of button b2 variable, and also I have to set here button 2, and also I have to make change here b2, and now I have to simply call this function, which is choose player function and winning game function. So let's first create the choose player function, and then I will explain you how this is code flow is going to work. So I simply create this function here. So I simply type here private, then void, then I simply give the function name, which is choose player, then 2 braces, then 2 curly braces. Now first of all I have simply type here if start game equal dot equals to capital X, then I have to simply assign start game equal capital O, then semicolon, and if it is not, then I have to simply assign again X, else start game. So this is very beautiful logic. You have to just understand and listen me carefully how this is going to work. So this is fine. Now let's see how this is going to work. So first of all, here you can see I declare a variable start game which contain X. Just remember, I declare a variable start game which contain X. So I don't know whether the user press on button 1, whether the user press on button 2, whether the user press on button 3, whether the user press on button 2, 4, and up to whether the user press on button 9. I don't know. So first of all, if user press on first button, I don't know whether it is first button or 9th button, but if when user press first time, then first of all I already set on click listener. So first we check what the start game contain. So if start game contain X, so by default what I set in start game, so I set X. So if start game contain X, so it means I can easily understand this user press first time. So if start game contain X, then I have to simply set an image resource of cross, which is X. So I simply set the cross on our on that button. So if user click on first button, then I simply set the image resource on button 1, and if user press on button 2, so I simply set the image resource of cross on button 2, X. So that's fine. Now let's suppose now user press on second time. So now how I can identify, I have to set O. So you can see after clicking on any button, I simply call the function of choose player. So when the simply set the cross on first button, and then we call this function choose player. So the code come here. So the code come here, then it will identify what the start game variable contain. So if start game contain X, it means this is first time. So we will replace that start game variable, and I simply assign the start game variable O. So now the start game variable contain O. So let us suppose user click on now second time. So if user click on second time, this time start game variable contain O, not X, and if it contain X, then I have to simply set cross, but this time it not contain X, this time it contain O. So the code come inside our else part, and inside else part we set the image resource of circle. So hope you understand how this code flow is work, and then we again call the choose player function, and this code is again come here, and then we check whether the start game contain X and O, and if it contain X, then I simply replace it by O, but this time it does not contain X, this time this contain O. So the code come inside our else, and then we again replace this code by start game equal X, and then the code is flow is going to work. So hope you understand how this is going to work, and this is very amazing logic. And also I have to call winning game function every time. So later I will create this winning game function, but don't worry. So now first of all what I have to do, I simply copy this code, Control C copy, and simply Control V paste. Now maybe you worry why I don't explain what is B2 and why I increment B2 equal 1, B2 equal 0. So when I will going to create the winning game function, then I will explain what is B2 and B1. So don't worry. So this is for button 3, and I simply type here button 3, and I simply type here button 3. So I simply type here button 3. So this is fine. Now we have to simply write the same code up to button 9. So control V, this is for button 4, so button 4. And now first of all we have to check the code whether it is working or not. So I simply comment this code to remove the error. For now it is not better to comment the code, we will create this function in just 1 minute, so don't worry. So first remove the comment. Now 4 button is done. Now we have to set 5 button. So I simply type here 5, and also I have to set here 5, and also I need to set here 5. Now copy this, and now I simply type here 6, and also 6. So let me check everything is fine or not. So this is button fine, button 4, button 3, button 2, button 1. So button 6 done. Now button 7. So this is button 7, and I also going to explain the whole code on runtime, so don't worry. So this is button 7. Now this is button 8. Copy this code, simply paste it here, and button 8, also button 8, and also this is button 8, and the last is button 9. Then here I simply replace it button 9, and this is button 9. So this is fine. Now simply create the winning game function here. So press enter below this bracket B, remember this is main bracket of. So now I simply type here private void, and I give the function name winning game, and then 2 curly braces, and now I simply take 2 curly braces here. So why I create this function, I will write the logic later, but first I have to check this code whether it is working or not, and I have to explain the whole code. So for this I have to run this app. So for this I am going to use debugging mode. So after checking the app we will write the more code. So first let's check it whether it is working or not. So here you can see I successfully connect my phone, and I press on run button, and Gradle start building. So let's wait. So our app built successful, and it will install the application inside our phone, and now application installed successfully. So now I forget to remove this image view. So don't worry, first of all if I click on reset button, everything is going to null. So you can see the reset button is work fine. So let's start. If I click on any of the button, so there are 9 buttons are present, and if I click on any button, let's suppose I click on the center button. So what I store the by default value, by default I store the X. So it is going to be pair here cross image, which is X image. So you can see now X appear here. Now if I click on anywhere on other button, let us suppose if I click on the first button, then here you can see now O appear here. So if I click on again here X, you can see it X appear here. If I click here, then O appear here. So I will try to explain one more time how this code is going to work. So here you know here you know very well, by default what I store X. So let us suppose I come here the code of button 5. So I am going to click on button 5. So if I click on button 5, if start game contain X, then I have to simply set the image resource cross, and otherwise if it not contain X, then I have to simply set the circle. So by default what it contain X. So if I click on 5th button, you can see the X appear here. So when this code is run, the choose player function is automatically get called, and if choose player function is get automatically called, so if it contain X, so you can see the 5th button contain X this time. So you can see the image of the X appear on 5th button. It means the start game variable contain X. So if it contain X, then I have to simply replace it by O. Now this time what contain start game contain O. So now let's suppose if I click on button 1, so not button 1, I simply click on button 8. So if I click on button 8, you can see now O appear here. So why? So because this time start game contain O, not X. So if it contain X, then I have to show cross, but this time is contain O. So if it contain O, then I have to show circle. Then I again call the function choose player. So the choose player function again replace the variable 2 by start game contain O to start game X, and then I simply press on any button. So this you can see this is the flow of how the code flow is going to work. So hope you understand how this is working, and I click on reset button. So this is fine. Now I have to just write the winning game code, how the player is going to win. So this is very easy code, but you have to understand what is the logic. So let's start writing the winning code. So before writing the winning game code, first of all we have to correct some things. So open your activity main XML file, and first of all let's delete these images. So we don't need these images. So simply you have to delete this line of source. So simply cut this line from here, Control X cut, and do this with all of 9 buttons. So now this is cut successfully. Click on here, remove this also, Control X. Now again click here on third one, remove this. So this is very easy process. You can do it by on. I do it little bit fast, Control X, and Control X, Control X, Control X, and now only two buttons is left, so click on it and Control X, cut this also and cut this also. So this is fine. Now one thing I will also want to change, my reset button height is little bit less, so it is better to set the height 50 dp from 40 dp, so it look fine. Now it is fine. Now open your main activity file. So I do some little mistake inside the code, so first let's correct these mistakes. So first of all, come inside our reset button, and by default I simply click here score x again. So instead of score x, I simply type here score O, or you can type score y, it is your choice. So score x, score y, it is fine. So now this is fine. Now if someone click on button 1, then I have to increment the variable of b1, and if someone click on button 2, then I have to increment b2, and if someone click on button 3, then I have to increment b3. So we have 9 variables, so I forget to change this, so simply click on again, change it b3. Now if someone click on b4, button 4, then I have to increment b4, and this is fine. Now do the same procedure for every button. If someone click on button 5, then I have to change the value of button 5 b5, and if someone click on button 6, then I have to change in button 6 and also make change here. Now if someone click on button 7, then we have to increment the variable of button 7, and if someone click here, then I have to increment button 7. So this is not fine, this is correct. Now if someone click on button 8, then I have to increment button 8 and also here button 8. Now if someone click on button 9, then it is button 9 and it is also button 9. So now we are ready to write the main code of our winning game, how we can check who is going to win the game. So let's come inside our winning game function. So let's start writing the main code. So for predicting the winner, first of all you have to understand one thing. We have going to 16 cases to predict the one winner. So how we can identify what is the 16 cases? So come inside our activity main XML file, and here you can see we are 9 button. So the predicted cases, or we can say the possible cases, if a user can win like this. So if 1, 2, 3 are same, then we have to win and player. If 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8, 3, 6, 9, these are the 3 cases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, these are the 3 cases, and 1, 5, 9, 3, 5, 7. So these are 2 cases. So for one player there are 8 cases. So we have 2 players, so there are total 16 cases. Hope you understand how we have 16 cases. So for this we have to going to use an if else condition everywhere inside our winning game. So simply type here if, then inside this simply type here b1 equal 1 1, and also place inside a main bracket, take a 2 brackets here, and b2 equal 1 1, and the third thing is b3 equal 1 1. So if this is happen, then it means X player wins successfully. So now simply take 2 curly braces, and inside this what I have to do, I have to simply show an dialog box X wins successfully. I have to increment the score, and also I have to reset the complete board. So first I will simply type the code, then I will explain how this is going to work. So simply copy this code from here. So first of all, before copying the code, simply write the code for our dialog box. So simply take and type here alert dialog dot builder. Inside this simply give an object name of this, I give builder, then new, then type alert dialog dot builder, and inside this what we have to pass the context, which is our this context, then semicolon. Now we have to simply type here builder dot set message. So this is for our X win, so I simply give the message player X win, but you can give any message, it is your choice, X wins. And now I have to simply set an positive or negative button, so simply type here set cancelable. Inside this simply pass false. Then after this you have to simply set an positive message, set positive button, and you have to give any message. So I simply type here OK. You can type anything you want to play again like this, new, then dialog interface on click listener. When you type this, it automatically write the whole code. So this is fine. Now add a semicolon here first. Now one thing, if someone click on this button, OK button, then what we have to do, we have to simply reset everything, or we can say reset our board, but not the scoreboard. So simply copy this code from here of our reset button, Control C, and simply paste the code here, and also copy the reset value function. So this is going to work. Now simply paste the code inside this. Where is the code? So inside the simply paste the code here. So this is fine. Now we have to show this alert dialog box simply. So now simply type here alert dialog and give any message. Object name I give alert dialog equal builder dot create, then semicolon. Now we have to simply show this dialog box. And also what we have to do, we have to increment the scoreboard of our user. So if x win, then we have to increment the score of our x. So x count plus plus. Then what we have to do, we have to simply store the, or we can say show the value of score x. So come inside our reset value function, simply copy this code, Control C copy, and simply paste the code here. So now paste the code here. Now one if condition is ready. Now let's see how this code is going to work. So let us suppose if user click on first button. So let us suppose if user click on first button, then what we stored the inside the variable way b1 equal 1. Now let us suppose second time other user click on like third button or fourth button. So if other time user click on fourth button, then the b4 value, and we will going to store the 0 inside our b4, not 1, because this time the number which is display on the screen is circle, not cross. So hope you understand, because this is second time I have to display the circle, not cross. Now if third time user click on button, first user click on button 2, let us suppose. So b2 variable again contain 1. Fifth time if user click on button 3, this time b3 contain 1. So it means now 3 variable contain the same value, and 1 means it contain x, and 0 means it contain o. So what it means? It means these are b1, b2 and b3 are equal, then it means the player 1 wins successfully. So hope you understand how this is going to work. But maybe if you have any query, but don't worry, I am going to explain the whole code on runtime, because it is not possible to show the code here. So it is on runtime. After completing the whole code, I will run the app and then I will explain the whole code. So don't skip the video. Now this is for b1 player, and now what we can do, we can simply copy this code. So now we need only else if part. So completely copy the code from if and simply paste the code here, Control C copy, and first I remove the extra spaces, and now simply paste the code below this. But be remember, paste the code inside this function. So this is the function bracket, and now I simply paste the code here. Now the third possible cases is, there are 8 possible cases for x1, or we can say x player. So 1, 2, 3 is covered. Now 4, 5 and 6, 4 and 5 and 6. So this is also done. Now I already say in the starting of the video, the code is hard. The code is lengthy, but the code is not hard. So this is fine. Now what I have to do, I have to simply copy the code again, and now this is fine. Now one thing, make sure change the if else by else if. So I simply take a if, then else if, and every other code is going to return inside else if. So this is better. I simply type here else if, and the third condition is 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is fine. Now simply copy this code again. Now it's shown error, so this is due to 2 equal here. Now again copy this code, Control C copy and Control C copy. Now simply below the paste it here. Now fourth possible case is 1, 4, 7. Now again paste it here. Fifth possible case is 2, 5, 8. So this is fine. 2, 5, 8. Now paste it again, and now the sixth possible case is 3, 6 and 9. So this is fine. Now 2 cases left for player x. Copy again and paste it here. Now this is for 1, 5 and this is 9. This is fine. Now the last case is, for our last case is 3, which is 3, 5 and 7. So this is done for player x. So hope you understand why I take the b2, b1, b3 variable up to 9 variables. Now the work is left for I variable and also for the O player. So first write the code for O player, then I will explain the code for our I variable. What is the I variable and why we take it. So first of all, now it's time to write the code for our O variable. So simply paste the code again here, and now this time I have to check inside else if I have to check b1 equal 0. So if b1 equal 0, then it means the number is display on the screen is O, and b2 equal and also here 0, and I have to simply change it by b3. So there are 8 possible cases also for O player. So this is done. Now inside this I have to simply change the message by player O wins successfully, and this is OK button is also fine. Now I have to simply increment the scoreboard of O, not X, and I have to simply set the score X of score X. Instead of score X, I simply type here score Y. So this is fine, and instead of X count I simply show the value of O count, and I simply display this value. So now we have to simply again copy and paste the code again. So first I remove the extra spaces from here. Now copy this code, Control C copy, and simply paste it below this. Now B1, now as you already know, there are 8 possible cases for O player also. So B4, B5 and B6, this is fine. Now again paste the code below this. So code is very easy, you see this, but the code is little bit lengthy, 7, 8 and 9. Now only the 5 cases left, so almost video is going to complete, and this is 1, 4, 7. Second thing is 2, 5 and 8. Then 3, 6, 9. Now only 2 cases is left, and this is 1, 5, 9, and the last one case for 3, 5, 7. So hope you understand. Now only one case is left for our else. So inside this, now simply type here else and simply take a 2 curly braces here. Now if no one wins, then what you have to do? We have to simply show an again dialog box, no one wins. But how can I identify no one wins? So I simply take a variable I. So if the variable value contain I, and if any all of the case above case does not run, then it means no one wins. So after clicking on every button, the value of the I variable is going to increase. So if the variable value is reached to 9 and any of the case is not run, because the player can win also on the 9th button clicking. So if any of the case is not run, then it means not case I is equal to 9 and also no one wins. So I have to simply display a pop-up of no one wins. So simply inside else, simply you have to type here if I equal 9, then it means no one wins. So simply take 2 curly braces here. Now what I have to do? I have to simply copy the code, alert dialog dot show, Control C copy, and simply paste the code here, and I have simply type here instead of player wins, I simply type here no one wins. So this is fine, and also we don't need to increment any of score. Now let's check our app whether it is working or not, and if it is working, then I will explain the whole code. So for this I have to use debugging mode, as you already know. So I have to connect my phone. So here you can see I connect my phone and I press on run button, and Gradle start building, and after building the Gradle and after running of the app, we will going to see the explanation of whole code, and you can see the length of the code is almost approximate 800 lines. The code is not hard, the code is very easy, but the code is lengthy. So hope you understand. Now let's wait for Gradle building. So if you don't like the video, then please like the video and subscribe our channel, because I will do lots of effort for you for your education. So please help me, and please help me to grow. And if you want to more videos on Android and web, then please support me and share this video with your friend. So I hope you support me. So now let's wait. Maybe my laptop take up to 5 minutes to build. Now the app built successful, and it will install the application inside our phone, and it will build inside in 2 minutes 30 seconds. So this is fine. So you can see application installed successfully, and now no image appear here. So let's see how this is code going to work. So first of all, I come on to the code, and also I come here. So let us suppose, where is the code? So you can see, now let us suppose I want to create this kind of condition 157 for player X is going to win. So let us suppose first of I click on button 1. So if I click on button 1, you know what is going to display. I already explained the goal logic. What is going to display? X. So if I click on this, now X display successfully, and B1 variable contain now 1. It means the first button contain X, and if it contain 1, then it means it contain X. Now let us suppose if I click on second button. So if I click on second button, this time O appear here. So if this time O appear here, now B2 variable contains 0, not 1. So if it is X, then it contain 1, but this time it contain O. So it means B2 equal 0. So this is different. Now let us suppose I click on fifth button. So if I click on fifth button, you can see if I click on fifth button B5, so B5 equal now 1. This time B5 equal 1. So now let us suppose if I click on 6th button. So if I click on 6th button, you can see now B6 equals 0. So now no one wins here until now. Now let us suppose if I click on 9th button. So if I click on 9th button, then I have to see in the dialog box X wins successfully. So if I click on X, you can see 9th button, player X wins. So how this is happen? So if I click on 9th button, you can see B9 equal 1, and now there are possible cases I already write inside our if else. So I already, you can see every time I call the winning game function. So every time I call the winning game function, it does not matter whether it is first term or second term. So every time I call this. So now B1 and B5 and B9 contain 1, what it mean? Player X wins. So you can see I already write the whole code inside our if else conditions. So where is the B1, 5, 9? So 1, 5 and 9, let me wait. So here you can see if B1 equal B5 and B9 equal contain 1, then it means player X wins successfully. And if I click on OK, the all values is going to reset. So you can see now it is 1, and scoreboard is also incremented successfully. So hope you understand how this is work. Now if no one wins, then I have to show, let us suppose I try to create the condition of no one wins. So it say no one wins. So there is a error inside our code. It just right now after say it say no one wins. So let me check why it is error. So now the error is why this is error show, because I don't reset the value of I. So I have to reset also the value of I. So I don't set it here. So I equals 0. I set it here. Now our code is perfectly fine. Now let's run it again and now check it whether it is working or not. So I click on run. Because I is the also variable, and after doing 9 operations, after doing 6 and 7 operation, I incremented to 9. So this is type of thing. No one wins just after clicking 2 or 3 buttons. So hope you understand why this is error. Now everything is fine. Now let's check again our app. So I try to create the condition of no one wins. So I tried this. So this is fine. You can see no one win, and if I click on OK, everything going to reset. Now let us suppose if I try to make a condition of O win. So you can see player O win, score also incremented successfully, but this time it shows score Y. So now this is again an error, and also the score of X is incremented, not score of O, or we can say the score of Y is not incremented. So let me check why it is happening. So I forget to make change here. Instead of score X, I have to display on the score O. So I have to make change everywhere, score O, and also this is fine. So now make change inside our 8 conditions, score O, and also here score O. So this is second time the error is generated, because I have to set the value on our score O text here. So this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. So this is also fine. This is also fine. So hope you understand while doing coding, this type of mistake can be happen anytime. So now our code is finally ready and it is going to work. So now again run it and let's see whether some error is appear here or not. So let's see. Install successfully. So first I will try to make a condition of O win. So this time I try to make condition of O wins. So you can see player O wins successfully, and also the scoreboard is incremented successfully. Now this time I will try to make a condition of X wins. So now you can see score of X is also incremented successfully. Now last condition, if no one wins, then what happen? So this is player O wins. Sorry, I am not able to make condition. So let's again make this. So no one wins. So if I click on OK, everything is fine. So now if I click on reset button, everything you can see the scoreboard is also set to 0. So hope you understand it. And so guys, finally we create our tic-tac-toe tutorial, and we successfully completed this application. So I hope you like the video, and if you have any query you can comment down below, and I will also provide the source code in the description box, or you can take it from my GitHub, and also I will give the drive link to copy these images. So hope you understand everything in this video. If you have any query, you can ask me anytime. And if you want regular courses, regular internship update, you can join my Telegram channel. All links provided in description. And if you have any questions, you can DM me on Instagram anytime. I will available for you, and I will try to solve your query as soon as possible. So thank you for this video, and I hope you understand this project and you will find this project amazing. Please share this video with your friend and please support me. So thank you. See you soon in next amazing project.